What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Hellblade 2 yet again. I didn't actually plan it out this way because we mentioned Hellblade 2 in yesterday's video when talking about Xbox at the Game Awards, and what could they show there. Stalker was actually another idea of mine, and today we even got a bunch of info on Stalker 2. Seems like they skipped, the idea of the Game Awards. They just kind of did it all on their own today. But I want to talk about Hellblade. Two things have happened since we talked yesterday, and one of them is kind of being made a big deal of that actually has almost been debunked, and the other actually comes directly from Phil Spencer. So number one is like the rating thing going on, and what I understand without getting too technical, and also I don't even understand it myself, so I really won't go too more than like just the baseline. It seems like it's almost AI or like computer generated. Basically, it was getting rated, but it's unclear if it was a trailer that was being rated or if it was the game itself. And I think this even happened, these people were mentioning, this happened with like GTA 6, like the game that isn't out yet or not even close, Clockwork Revolution, or that say there's like a trailer coming out tomorrow. Like, it doesn't mean that, okay? So just to kind of throw that out there has been some things that have happened in that department. But Phil Spencer, so it was an interview that he had today, and he was talking about games that he's been playing, Starfield, Persona 5 Tactica, etc. And then he was asked kind of point blank, like, what are you looking forward to that's upcoming? Like, what's the next big thing that's coming out from you guys that you're excited for? And his go-to is Hellblade 2. So number one, that's great to hear. I would hope that it would be, I mean, to be fair, right, to kind of not get into too much of a fanboy-like thing. Obviously, it should be Hellblade 2 most likely, but the last thing he says is, and we don't have that much longer to wait. So, again, like, I know I just talked about this, but I really think Game Awards makes so much sense. And on top of that, specifically to what, Phil said today, this game is totally coming out, in the first 3-4 months of next year. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Sure, it could get delayed, and you do have to be careful with that. And I do have to keep my expectations in check, which is, interesting because what we've heard from like Stalker 2, it doesn't actually sound like that game is all that far out. Like, if you told me that game was releasing in February, March, April, somewhere in that range, I'd believe you. And I think that's a reasonable thing to not expect is a tough word, but to think it's possible, right? So I don't know how they're going to do it. I still think Hellblade is first. You also have Avowed to kind of mess around with, but I think Hellblade is probably March or April. And then maybe, I guess, Stalker 2 is more of that like May, June period. Avowed maybe is their big fall type game, right? I mean, technically, they want a game every quarter. That's like the long-term goal from them, is to do that. I don't know what game could maybe fill it. Maybe some smaller thing, maybe a big one that we don't even know about, right? But that's kind of how I see it. So I do believe, like every passing day, that Hellblade 2 is going to get that trailer release date at the Game Awards, and I think it comes out probably by April. I guess that'd be my prediction, like anytime before the end of April, I'll say. So that's what I think. You let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.